So today I'll be doing a video discussing Natsu's next fight reveal. Now, if you guys have noticed with the Fairy Tail 100-Year Quest manga, we know that Natsu, he just got the biggest power-up that he's ever going to get. Yes, Natsu, he has achieved God status. Even though it's temporarily, Natsu, he has achieved God status. Like, he can finally throw hands with our boy Goku. Beerus, you better watch out, because Natsu, he is officially God level. But no, in all seriousness, we see that Natsu, his strength has increased tenfold, a millionfold, and the next fight that Natsu is going to have is going to be very important. And I believe that the next fight that Natsu does have will be one of his biggest fights in the whole series, because now that Natsu has this newfound strength, he will definitely have to learn how to master it. He's probably going to learn how to use the power correctly. So his next battle will definitely be one of his biggest fights yet. And today I'm going to be talking about who I believe his next fight will be against, because like I said, it will possibly be against some people that are actually pretty overpowered. Now, the first person that I want to discuss is Mercuphobia at full power. Now, yo, Mercuphobia, I'm glad the way how they handled the Natsu versus Mercuphobia fight, because while it was a good way to show Natsu finally getting God power, him finally becoming God level, it still did hype up Mercuphobia, because yo, they said he wasn't even at full power. I believe they said he wasn't even at half of his power yet. That's what Ignia was saying. So the fact that Natsu was able to take him down was cool for Natsu, but don't think that Mercuphobia is done. Yes, don't think that Mercuphobia is done. I do think that a full power Mercuphobia versus Natsu will be a great way to test Natsu's God powers, because me personally, I believe that Mercuphobia, he's a big character in Fairy Tail, because he's kind of foreshadowing what Natsu's going to be like in the future, how basically Mercuphobia and his girlfriend Karamao, how they live together. I believe that's how Natsu and Lucy are going to be. We saw obviously how Mercuphobia, he lost control of himself and he needed a female to hold him down. I think that's what Natsu and that's what Hiro Mashima's been hinting at. That's what Natsu and Lucy is going to be, based off of those two relationships between Mercuphobia and Carmyle. So I definitely do think that Natsu versus a full power Mercuphobia will be good. And we see that Natsu, he already does look up to him. He likes Mercuphobia. He didn't even want to have to take him down. So definitely do not sleep on Mercuphobia, because he will be coming back. And speaking of coming back, I had to throw in Acnologia. Now, yo, this is my wild theory of the year. You guys already know that I've known for making some pretty wild theories. Some of them did come true, but sometimes they are far off. But I do believe that Acnologia, the ghost of Acnologia, could be Natsu's next opponent. And here's why. We know that after Acnologia ate the time lapse, he was basically able to become dimensional level. He was able to hop between dimensions. I mean, we've seen he left his body in the real world and he brought all 7 of the Dragon Slayers to his own little mental world, and that's where he ended up getting defeated. So that just goes to show you that Acnologia is dimensional level. And we seen right when Acnologia was killed, Natsu actually did get the good. He actually got through to his heart with this whole friendship speech, and we seen Acnologia. He was like, oh, so maybe I shouldn't. Maybe Acnologia was looking at Natsu as a friend, and I do believe that they can actually bring back the spirit of Acnologia, just because they're already talking about him so much in Fairy Tail 100-Year Quest, and Acnologia wasn't defeated by Natsu one-on-one. Yes, Acnologia was not defeated by Natsu one-on-one, so what better way would it be to show Natsu's new god strength than to have him fight against Acnologia, have him finally defeat him in like a trial that Natsu has to face on his own, you know, make him go through like some weird spiritual realm where he could basically fight Acnologia's ghost. I don't know, but I do believe that there's a strong chance of Acnologia, some way of him returning and he can fight Natsu, because Acnologia, he's a huge benchmark when it comes to strength in Fairy Tail. Even though he's gone, let's not act like that Acnologia still isn't probably the strongest Dragon Slayer that we've seen to this day. Now, the next person who I think that Natsu could fight is Gildarts. Now, how amazing would this be? A Natsu versus Gildarts round 3. We saw Gildarts, he pretty much bodied Natsu every time they did fight, except for on the 1-year time scale. We saw Natsu, he was pretty much able to hold his own. Even though he still didn't win against him, he was still pretty he was able to hold his own against him. But the way how Natsu was talking to Gildarts before the departure on the 100-year quest, it's kind of like Gildarts sees Natsu as an equal. Yes, we seen Gildarts, he doesn't treat Natsu like a kid anymore. He's like, yo, come have a drink with me. Like, Gildarts was actually trying to inform Natsu how the 100-year quest was going to go. And we even see Natsu, he actually hits Gildarts. He's like, he low-key does suck Gildarts. He's like, yo, you're an idiot. That's why you failed the 100-year quest. And we're like, damn, this is Natsu talking to Gildarts. So we know that the relationship, it's no longer just master and student. Natsu, he's finally putting on his big boy pants. Like, Natsu, he is growing up, and I do believe that he can finally challenge Gildarts, and he might actually be able to defeat Gildarts. Yes, I actually do believe that Natsu is strong enough to beat Gildarts. Now, obviously, I do think it would be a high div battle. I don't think that Natsu would one-shot him or none of that stuff. No, no, no. Gildarts and Natsu, it would have to go the whole 9 innings, but don't be surprised if when they head back to the guild, they do, or if Natsu and Gildarts do get into a battle, because Natsu, he'll be able to tell Gildarts, yo, I actually completed the 100-year quest and you didn't. So he'll be able to use that as a little reward for the little fight system, because we know Natsu, he does like to fight. So definitely don't be surprised if Gildarts is Natsu's next opponent. Now, the next person who I wanted to discuss is Toka. Now, Toka, she is looked at as the final villain, or one of the main villains in Fairy Tail 100-Year Quest. Currently, we know that she is the new member of Fairy Tail, but it looks like that she only wants to join Fairy Tail just so that she can absorb magic power of the strongest people. Yes, we know that her magic ability is able to steal magic from other people. She's the one that took the water dragon god's strength. That's why he was only at half power, and we know that she was looking for Natsu this whole time. Yeah, she's going around calling Natsu her lover. She's like, yo, I can't wait to see my lover Natsu. And everybody, they're thrown off by this. Is this like, is she gonna be Lucy's, is she gonna take Lucy's spot as Natsu's lover? That's what a lot of people are thinking. But no, in all seriousness, we seen how strong Toka was. She was able to take out some of the top tiers back at the guild. We saw she was able to take out Jalal, Gajio, like just with pretty much ease. And we see that she's just sitting back there laughing like, yo, Toka, the evil side of her, because we know that there's a split personality of her. We know that there's one side that's good and there's the other side. I believe they call her like just the white mage side. That's the one that's really evil. We know that one, she might end up fighting Natsu, because when Natsu goes back to the guild and sees that his friends and everybody else is in danger, yeah, he is not just going to sit back and let Toka do whatever she wants. So I definitely do believe that Natsu versus Toka, it can still happen. Even though she does love him, she can still take this ass whooping from Natsu. But no, the next person who I think that Natsu can fight are the 5th generation Dragon Slayers. Now, yo, do not sleep on the 5th generation Dragon Slayers. With all the hype that's been going around between Ignia, Toka, and just Mercuphobia and just everything, do not forget about the 5th generation Dragon Slayers. And I really do like the fact that they did incorporate them, because it adds a whole new side of the story to the whole Dragon Slayers. Like, we've already been getting a lot of info with the Dragon Slayers and the Holy Pentadrakes, but now we're getting a whole new breed of Dragon Slayers. And these guys, we know that they kill dragons and they basically absorb their magical powers from there. And Natsu, we know that his brother is a Holy Pentadrake, and the 5th generation Dragon Slayers, their whole goal is to kill all the Holy Pentadrakes. So who's not to say that we won't get to see a Natsu and Ignia versus the 5th generation Dragon Slayers? Oh my god, Hero Mashman, you have to give that to us, because listen, I'm not gonna lie, we did get hoed. As Fairy Tail fans, we got hoed. We never got to see a brother and brother like that, Natsu and Zeref versus somebody, I don't know, but we didn't get to see that brother on brother moment with them teaming up and fighting together. But I do believe with Ignia, they will finally show that, because the 5th generation Dragon Slayers, they are very strong. Yes, we saw how strong Kyra was, Kira, however you pronounce it, and we even saw that Gray was about to get defeated by one had it not been for Brandis. So yeah, we know how strong the 5th generation Dragon Slayers are, and I do believe that these guys can be the most threatful to Natsu and Ignia, just because they're Dragon Slayers and they want to kill dragons. And we know Natsu might end up becoming a dragon himself, but that's a whole nother video for a whole other time. I will get to that video later. But the 5th generation Dragon Slayers, I do believe that these guys will be a huge plot point for Fairy Tail 100-Year Quest. And the last person who I think could be Natsu's next fight, Ignia. Now, this is self-explanatory. Ignia, he can be the final villain, or he can be the main guy to help Natsu. And that's what I love about Ignia so much, is that we don't know what side he's on. We know that he wants to fight Natsu at the end. That's 100% confirmed. But is he good? Is he bad? A lot of people are thinking that he's good because he obviously gave Natsu the flames and he obviously wants to make Natsu stronger. But a lot of people do think he's bad because he did threaten to kill Natsu's friends, and he literally said that he doesn't care about anything else. He just cares about himself. Like, Ignia literally said that he wants to raise Natsu to get stronger. You know, he wants to nurture him, make him his little seed, you know, teach him everything that he knows, and just so that he could beat him. Like, Ignia, he truly is only thinking about himself. So that's what makes a lot of people wonder if he's either good or evil. And I do believe that Natsu's next fight, it could be against Ignia. Maybe Natsu, he'll be upset about what the flames did to him and he'll try to actually fight Ignia. Now, obviously, Ignia will wash the floor with Natsu, but I do think it will still be good to see Ignia fight Natsu because, like I said, we don't know if he's going to be either his next teacher or if he's going to be his next, like, opponent, a serious enemy. So I do think that Ignia has a good chance at being Natsu's next opponent. But overall, who do you guys want to see Natsu fight next? We've been seeing Natsu go crazy this whole time, but I definitely do believe that his next battle will be the biggest fight of his life. Comment what you guys see down below. Subscribe if you haven't. Peace out.